Abusia aha ayehu TV said you need your confession time there you find the agrokra na hwan ena sese die aduane ebuabua na wagina simpie so ene apawa so etu nanumutu eka no kwaresem eye efia pokuya a jese dodo na afa ne Vim Lady eje simpie so ene apawa so chese they go to the time e was say Obamonte so ebepa eye ex-president N.Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia achew ewo ensembia omo ebe kan say the medias under attacks a whole lot no and they were confess yemore na yenkotie ensem ne bi
that is a culture of silence. Mikebi, I remember, and I'm not afraid to admit that Mikebi, it's a culture of silence that MPP were using at N.Addo. And that NDC for the threats, yebekum, because me take Chroma 2020 NDC was yebekum because my coach change the election result. I think me easy. Me even electoral commission. And they said it threats MPP for the and I remember contributing and saying that yes, there's culture of silence. But you see, this one, somebody also said this is also culture of silence because you see. I think that one of the things, a very thin like gray area between President Mahama and President Kufuor is that when you get media for any jelly or more, where you TikTokers, but again, Obia Constitution man the right to be as a freedom of expression. Constitution and cast a journalist. I think that they also say we must caution people. But in a branch way case, you see, a slightly not freedom of expression. Because when you threaten so Bekumobi, when you threaten to be pro-Obia,
Debbie, you will not need to do campaign. 2028, all that NPP4 will have to do is say, we will make sure say Nigeria 4, Togo 4, any foreigners they manage to sneak and come and take our voters' ID. We will prevent it. And no. But pass a campaign no dear. The failure of John Mahama's government, the wickedness of John Mahama's government itself will campaign for MPP. Ghanaians will be begging and crying for MPP to come back. That is that. So that is the message that Vim Lady, Emma, Ghana for. Now we are going for a commercial break. And in this commercial break, we want to hear a short message from Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
I just want to remind all of us that yesterday a tragedy struck Ghana at the Elwak Sports Stadium, and I'm really speaking with a heavy heart as I speak on this issue, because young men and young women went to look to try to get a job, and in the process 6 young ladies, only ladies, lost their lives tragically yesterday. My deepest condolences on my own behalf and on behalf of the party to the families. They are grieving, their loss is very deep, and we don't know even what words we can offer to give them some comfort. But our deepest condolences on my behalf and on behalf of the New Patriotic Party to all the families who have sadly lost very dear ones. I think that the lesson in all of this that we can tell is that the military should review their processes for recruitment so that we can look at more modern techniques, apply some technology in the selection of these recruits. I think these are some of the lessons that we should learn so that something like this does not happen again. But for those we have lost, may their souls rest in perfect peace. Amen.
That is a leader. That is a leader. Second thing, let's hear what Omar Hini says.
It is in the cross of Ghana. The judge,
right. That is the Ghana of John Dramani Mahama. After your marking interview, or guarantee ye. Our movement TV and power. Interview nemono. Revelations and they say when MPP4 they were going to vet the Chief Justice nominee, Bafo Bonino. Supreme Court judge be funny phone, Efre, Jerry Ahmed, our MP, threatening say, Mudia Munko Jimmy, Mbabe to me or court honum. Justice, judge, judge, no, judge, judge. Judge calling a lawyer, telling him, say, Mudia Munko bisak the hard questions or honum, Mbabe to your court ho. Radin boy. Radin, boy. And yes, sir. Nyame plastic chairs. Finally, you can start sending your requests. I'll pick you. Finally. Endrana Ato Forsen, echo with the budget, parliament. And yes, sir. Now, Endra me wana message be by my phone so. Because read the message now. Now a nurse nibi. And she asked me, say, please, have they spoken about employment for next year? And I make a say minim. Make a say minim we na make a say MPP na say they have not spoken about employment. On say there are there nurses for the year and say nurse ni be say question be na obufu. Nurse ni be be say question be na obufu enti. Me kai say MPP ni na me say there yanka employment be asem for next year. Then she replied with and that was the end of the chat. Ebusian 4. Ato Forsen came to read the plan of government of Ghana, the plans of John Dramani Mahamad's government for next year 2026. Now, it was our plans, Nemono. Ato Forsen is letting you and I know, say, while we are nurse, while we are teacher, while we are midwife, while we are public health nurse, while we are physiotherapist, speech and language therapist, while we are PA, while we are doctor, while we are engineer, or whatever position it is that you went to school, or whatever thing it is you went to school to learn. Say government, pass a government by employee next year, forget about it. That is what Ato Forsen kept tell Ghanaians yesterday. Ato Forsen came to tell Ghanaians, say, government of Ghana under John Dramani Mahama is not going to employ anybody next year. Meanwhile, the same NDC for they are shouting on top of their voice, Ato is forcing, Ato is forcing, Ato is forcing. How can you say an economy is doing well and that economy cannot create jobs? You are saying an economy, how you are managing the economy, better than what Akufo-Addo Bawumia were doing. Meanwhile, under Akufo-Addo Bawumia, they were employing people into the public sector. While we see economy is doing well under you, you are not employing nurses or teachers next year. So which aspect of the economy is doing well? How do you explain that to me? How do you convince me that the economy is doing well? You are saying economy is doing well. Meanwhile, just this week, onion, ewa chimo denkra. But I'm type of comment section mami why? Onion, ewa chimo den. Type it in the comment for me. I think I knew it. I just escaped me. This week, the people who sell onion, they had to throw away 8 trailers. Jenny, thank you so much. No. They had to throw away 8 trailers full of onion because Nina says, Nkrofo ni wa mabeto. Scan ni ho. And this year, way, they have taken away 60 billion cedis cash. Free economy because they want to tame inflation. and the scanning system nemu. People are suffering. And whilst people are suffering, John Dumelo, Deputy Minister for Agric, is in Parliament and is dancing Agbaja. Addo is forcing. Addo is forcing. Addo is forcing. When people are hungry. Yesterday, I told one of them, catch Rombo say, Mo Musiandie. And this is for Musiandie. I had the same mistake NPP for you know. That is why Ghanaians voted against us. No? Those are the same mistakes you are making. Ghanaians were telling us that economy no our pocket mo, and we were quoting figures say our debt to GDP ASA, our inflation ASA, growth ASA, and 30 tons of gold. But the people were telling us, botomo, scanning botomo. And on the 7th of January, December, they showed us say, scanning ubotoma, untimi to abanu, scanning ubotoma, ubetuatia MPP. You are taking 8%, demon levy, devil levy, disaster levy. Ewa fuel su. Every 1 liter of fuel biano uji 8%. Ewa so. And you are in Parliament, you are dancing Agbaja. Addo is forcing. Addo is forcing. Addo is forcing. Jimiana. Jimie. And that's Obia Bomudia. That they cannot comprehend. Today, Juma in dollars. Uko yiwa usika. Abai eti tax 7%. Ewa we withdraw so. Yeah, bisa obi our dollar account there. Going to remove your own money. Ewa banks they say no. A crime ewa Ghana in dollars. So uko yi dollar diana. Abai beti 7%. And uko yi $1,000 Abai beti saying $70 free. No, yes, $70. Uko yi $100 ewa banks they say abai beti $7 ewa. Now sir, $100 they are saying 1,000 cedis. Yes, sir. $7 they are saying 70 cedis. Now, way any e-levy, which one will have been better? Any e-levy. And you are shouting, Addo is forcing, Addo is forcing, Addo is forcing. Say fufu kekera ye kodi krano, ye tia tourism levy, fufu. We are paying tourism levy, fufu. Fufu. And you are saying Addo is forcing, Addo is forcing, Addo is forcing. VAT. You are taking VAT to about 25%. Ebrana yebe 12%. And you are shouting, Addo is forcing, Addo is forcing, Addo is forcing. People, where we are now, baby, I was a is a disaster. Our economy is in a disastrous state. Yanni says that there is no sensible person in NDC. I agree with you. Some of them have sense, but they don't want to use it. And Addo is not forcing. There is no money. There is no money. People have worked for 11 months. When you are 1 penny, 1 kobo. When you are saying Addo is forcing, you are dancing Agbaja in Parliament. Teachers, nurses, they've worked for 11 months. You have not even paid them 1 cedi. And you go and wear batakali and you are dancing in Parliament. Singing. Because you have been able to access your car loan. And they have given you back government bungalow. And so Addo is forcing. And yes, sir. So this government has come for the rich. Only the rich and Nkrofo more NDC mu and Nkrofo ma more hips any to no mu kwa na mu enjoy wa ban we mu say mo aban na aba and to TV so a NDC ni bia na say those so called neutrals they are giving appointment to otemi hu to no hips now no say we there NDC for line and ya ka there yen koda yen sir. Come and tell us, say, how can this be a budget for next year? As for presidency, dear, you have been able to budget for the presidency. sika brain, billions of cedis for presidency for next year. And you are telling me, yeah, they say, let's tighten our stomach.